Where
you
record
matters. More than the microphone you use. Stay with me here, please. I learned this the hard way. I've challenged myself to change my recording space in a week before a major audition, and hopefully I'm gonna teach you guys some valuable things along the way about acoustics and sound design. If you're new here, welcome to RossVox. This is my space. I'm a voice actor and an absolute sound nerd. Microphones, from the best to the worst, work in collaboration with the space that they're in. Simple stuff, right? Quiet place with a clear recording, loud places with a very busy recording. But what about a quiet place with a really busy recording and a loud place with a really clear recording? Now, you might be saying, Ross, do those last two even exist? Yes and no. A loud space with a clear recording would take crazy amounts of noise cancelling tech that we just don't have. It doesn't exist. But you and me, along with most people, probably sit in the third option. A quiet place with busy recordings filled with echoes and reverbs and loads of outside noise that's bleeding into the audio files. So what the hell can we do about this? It's not gonna make the cut for my recordings, or my auditions, or anything that I do, so here comes the challenge. I want to upgrade this room in one simple way that'll make it amazing to record in, and I need to do this before a major audition at the end of the week. And this magical change that you could do, and I can do, is to make a room more dense.
Oh my God, he's making his room stupid.
No. Room acoustics are seriously undervalued and underrated, and definitely should be a priority in most people's, honestly, everyday lives. The main thing I'm going to be doing to this room is making it more dense. Essentially, how I'm going to be doing that is making sound-absorbing panels that absorb the sound waves when they bounce around the room. Sound is measured in waves. Those waves bounce in open spaces, especially if they have a lot of hard and flat surfaces to bounce off of. We'll get into that in a minute. All of these panels will affect the room's density. To be honest with you, it should be dead easy to make. It's a wooden frame holding in insulation covered in acoustic fabric. I'm literally just gonna be following in the mixes video, so go watch that one after this one if you feel inspired. Link in the description. Okay, I want you to redefine how you think about your recording space, not only in terms of quiet or loud, but also if it's open or dense. Is there a lot of space for the sound to travel, like you're in a cathedral? Is there no space and everything is filled like a suffocating cotton cloud of screaming into a pillow? Both serve a function, by the way, depending on what you want. Bands like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Beatles have recorded in really wacky places to get natural acoustics, in bathrooms, in toilet stalls. Led Zeppelin did it in an empty elevator shaft, all over the place to get the sound that they wanted. But if you want to have more control of your recording, if you want to improve your content creation, if you want to have better streaming audio, if you care about noise reduction, your flatmates and your neighbors, you should try and aim for an acoustically dense space. Cloaks, clothes, rugs, rock wool, all of these soft but dense items fill up a space and absorb those bouncing waves that I talked about and reduce reverb. That's why big, lush couches and separate layered rugs and acoustic panels are staples in recording studios. Foam sucks, by the way. Insulation works way better than foam, and foam is better than nothing, but not by much. You ever noticed that clubs don't cover their venues in thin foam? If they did, they're silly. Think of the mess and the smell. They establish themselves either underground or very, very far away. I would rather you cover your walls in pillows than in foam. Speaking of proper acoustics, hopefully by now in the video, I'm well underway of making them, and I've had very little hiccups, like traveling across London or something like that. Ding dong. I just went halfway across London on public transport for all of this shit. Cue the montage.
Gang, my stepper gon' brush him if I press the button.
This is made out of recycled denim, so I'm not going to be breathing in fiberglass or minerals. Everyone says use rock wool. I kind of believe the guide that I'm following, which says don't. Fill it in, fill it in. Why do I feel like this is focaccia? You know those focaccia videos? Just me? Okay. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Making these is not... It almost fell over. We're fine. Yeah, making these are not for the faint of heart. Somehow, I've cut the fabric to the wrong size, and I'm probably not gonna have enough fabric for all of these bastards. It's kind of the point of the project when I just want it to be done. I've spent like 3 days on it, and in my head I'm like, why? Should you just buy your own panels? Maybe, but that's gonna be really expensive, so making it is a challenge in and of itself, and I guess a good one. I think I just need to eat something. Do another one tomorrow, and another one tomorrow, and another one tomorrow. Got one done, one per day, that's 6 days. Hopefully now I've done this one, the rest will go a lot faster. Bruh. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna fucking shank these posters, these artworks, off the bloody wall. Come here. Average chiropractic. I've solved your scoliosis. Yeah. Your C3 is just a bit out of alignment. We're just gonna... Oh. Look at that. The hook said don't hang pictures on them. But technically these aren't pictures, so it should be fine. And it's working. That's already significantly denser. Yeah, baby.
Mother help!
Good thing I caught that on camera. Jesus. The wiring came loose. I think we're looking good, you know. I think we're looking good. It's already sound... Oh, yeah. Yeah! Yeah, it's already sounding so much better. I'd like to install a cloud, but there's a light right above me, and that's just not gonna work. I'm recording through this microphone, not through this one. When we do the audition, you'll hear it through this one. And it's gonna sound... Bellissimo. Okay. These... The hooks I got just were not sufficient. So I've propped them up underneath with the picture frames for now to get these auditions done. They really are making a difference. I just need to find a better way to hold them up. It's an issue if you're renting. If you're renting and you don't want to nail holes into the wall, and you care about your deposit, maybe find like very sturdy command hooks. Don't buy just random command hooks like I did. Recording time, audition time. Beautiful. One of the auditions, I can't show you. It's top secret. The other is an audition for a lovely lady known as Pagier on Instagram. She is an artist, an author, and is animating a scene for her comic art and a book promotion. Here's the footage from this audition. I'm about to do it now. I might not even get this gig, but if you find out, go check out her Instagram page and maybe it's there. Always stay warm before you hit the studio. The Fox and the Swan, we're doing the voice for the fox. He carries himself with an absolute sense of justification, even when his anger is disproportionate, okay? He often sounds intense and aggressive without realizing it himself. He believes he's being reasonable while actively hurting and wounding others. Red flag. This is how the author has described it and wants it to be known. Okay, let's make him British. Yes. Okay, first one straight off the bat, my first instinct. Super aggro, super spiteful, bitey, rawr.
Oh my god.
I desire what you wanted. What every animal before you wanted. To be understood. To have someone make me feel less lonely when I'm surrounded by such low and disappointing company. I exhaust myself giving everyone what they want, yet none of you had the decency to do the same for me. Look at yourself crying, as though you were not selfish, as though giving you what you wanted was so wrong. I was not wrong. I was perfect.
So, what do we learn? By the gods, it was difficult. I honestly thought I could make these in a weekend, and I'd be chilling. B&Q wouldn't cut the wood. It took forever to get straight cuts. I didn't order enough wood and then walked for over half an hour to get some more. The denim isolation just blocked my door for over 4 days, and I, Ross, cannot hang things to the wall properly. They end up falling. I almost stapled my hand like so many times. Lastly, I got a little bit too intimate with the panels. Oh yeah, right there. Did it sound a bit too sexual?
Brother, it's the deep breathing too, dude.
Dude, this is a workout. You like it how I stretch this fabric?
Oh,
Oh yeah, they like that. But to be honest with you, it was all worth it. There is a massive difference listening to the before and the after. You can hear it in the recordings I'm making. It also kind of makes the space more cozy, more comfy. I really like the aesthetic. Fundamentally, your audio space matters much, much more than a microphone. Focus on your room acoustics, get yourself a half-decent microphone, and you'll be good to go. I'll do a video about these guys pretty soon. Subscribe if you're keen to see that. Until then, keep recording. Peace!